But I was still in this shocked daze. I couldn't really think. I had to rely on Lyle to do any kind of real thinking, and I was crying, but I was just sort of walking in this daze. And as the night progressed, because we had no alibi, we had no, in fact, the people we were supposed to meet that night, all they were able to tell the police is that we didn't show up. So it's the opposite of an alibi. We had two people that say we were supposed to meet with them and we didn't show, so we must have been somewhere else.
To put together some sort of alibi, the brothers went to the movies that night. Just the two of them.
I was moving in sort of automatic pilot, but then I just started breaking down at the end of the evening. And we went home. Lyle was going to call the police, 911, because police had still not shown up. And I walked into the den. I was pulled. It was like I was compelled to go into the den. I couldn't imagine that this was real. I couldn't imagine that this had happened. And I started screaming. And Lyle was telling me to get out of the den. And I saw them. I saw them shot, and it was the most horrible, horrific, terrible sight a human being could see that I could ever imagine. And it didn't even hit me that I had done this.
Beverly Hills emergency?
Yes, please.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Someone killed my parents.
Pardon me?
Someone killed my parents.
What? Who?
No.
Were they shot?
Hey, man, too.
Were they shot?
Yes.
They were shot?
Yes.
What
happened? Hey, stand up,
I have a hysterical person on. We're trying to get things further. Other units responding. Is the person still there?
What happened? We have units around. What happened? Who shot who?
I don't know anything. I came home.
You came home and found who shot?
Mom and Dad. You know if they're still in the house, the people that did the shooting.
Get away from me. Okay. Hey, let me talk to Eric. Who is the person that was shot?
My mom and my dad.
Your mom and dad?
My mom and my dad.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, we're on our way over there with the ambulance.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay.
Hours after the shooting, police finally responded to the scene. But the brothers weren't taken into custody. They weren't given a gun residue test. They weren't asked for an alibi. 8 months would go by before the two would be taken into police custody.
I'm not going to say they were incompetent. I'm not going to say they were incompetent. I think that's unfair. the level of Eric's emotion that was so obviously real, it didn't occur to them that maybe this was a crime of passion based on some kind of horrific family event, and that's why Eric was emotional. That would have then made sense, and then they would have gave us a gun residue test. But they were just looking at it as, there's no way that this kid killed his parents cold-bloodedly or for money or anything like that. Because of that, they just were sympathetic and wanting to get it over with and get Eric back out of there and back home, and aborted the interviews early and just accepted kind of nonsensical answers about maybe it was the mafia or whatever it is that I was telling him off the top of my head. It still didn't hit me until I was in the police station. I had curled up under the chair. And I was shaking and crying, and I just wanted to go back.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I wanted to reverse everything, and it was dawning on me that I had done this. And then I remember the detective saying that my parents were dead. And I just broke down. I just started sobbing. And that was the moment. That was the moment. And I realized that I had committed this devastating address. That was the worst moment of my life. I was responsible for their deaths.
As my relationship with Lyle and Eric developed, I had to come to terms with the reality that the men I was speaking with, that I was getting to know intimately, had committed such a horrible crime. I was beginning to learn that so much of the way they spoke about their family, about their father, Jose in particular, was framed as if he were a god, a legend larger than life. Jose's control seemed to be fueled by his belief in the legacy of the Menendez family bloodline and the mythos he created around it. To truly understand the brothers, I wanted to explore the scars of their childhood and unpack what it meant to be a Menendez. That's next on the Menendez Brothers, the official podcast.